Hello. Have you ever been bitten by a book? I was bitten today, and I was looking through a book which was about social media, how to create a platform in a way, how to have your account and have it very personal, and then there's just this one line flicking through. I was looking at it and thinking, this is all very good. I got it second hand. It's really quite old looking now. And then one line spoke to me. One line. What would you create if you didn't know the numbers? If you couldn't see the numbers? What would you create if you couldn't see the numbers? And this made me think about YouTube and about how I have a certain amount of struggles with it because I am in I'm interested in all the things that are niche and small and tiny and nobody really likes. I love the arts. I like non-fiction instead of fiction, and I do like poetry. And all of these things are not the ones that lots of people can enjoy and respond to. And also, I find it tricky to film because normally I have a microphone on because I have quite a quiet voice. But I'm just going to try and brazen this out and just record it and then increase the volume when I'm editing. And so I set up a room, I prepare what I'm going to say a bit in my mind. I collect a stack of books, I start to speak, and it's quite an official kind of thing to do. It takes time to set it up, to have a space without something like a lamp stand appearing in the background. And so it's not really me, to be honest. It is partly, but what I actually want to do would be to have a camera with me and just make a comment and say something really quickly, and that's it. And then wait for the next thing that caught my attention. Hang about. It'd be good to drink something. At the moment, I'm not even on a tripod. I am just as is. So I hope it's not giving you a sense of whiplash or something else unpleasant. But I just wanted to talk to you and just to say that I'm going to give it a try for this video, and I'll be interested to know what people think. If it is too disruptive having me saying something for a few minutes in one location and then a few seconds later I'm somewhere different commenting on another book, and then suddenly a minute later I'm waltzing around an exhibition or whatever, let me know and let's see what happens. But I do want to say, has a book bitten you like this one bit me? Because those are the interesting things. The rest of the book probably won't say much to me, but that one sentence alone was worth getting the book for. And that's not maybe the way we normally think of having a fantastic book we want to recommend. It's such a tiny part of a book, but it was worth reading, and it was worth reading for me today. And I'll see what happens with the rest of my recordings. So hello and welcome to a new way of recording, just as is, saying whatever I want to talk about and then putting all the little bits together as little clips, or as I might call it, distractovision. So now filming in distractovision, you join me for breakfast. And one of the things I'm going to have is toast with something rather feared on it. Yes, people, it's Marmite. And we've got a phrase in the UK which is that something is Marmite, it's either loved or hated, because this divides the crowd. People either love it or hate it. Let me open the lid and take off, let you see what is inside. So, rich darkness, lots of flavour. You don't tend to have this in America. In Australia it's called Vegemite, and it's kind of taken away after beer has been made. It's an extract full of vitamin B apparently, and I held it up to the nostrils of somebody who was visiting from America, and they just backed away and said, "Oh no, my nostril hairs are singed." So it's strong stuff, but it's about to go on this toast and into my mouth while I chat. And this looks like product placement, but actually it's not. It's a favourite bookshop I've had a couple of visits to. And let's see what's in the book bag this morning. The Great Modern Poets, the Best Poetry of Our Times, edited by Michael Schmidt. And there they are. Some of them anyway. So it's very short for each poet, but they are worth hearing from. And you can see there's a variety by the layout on the page and just those names on the faces. And I will be able to give a little reading from this now. Charlotte Mew, unfortunate picture. But this came in handy because, this book rather came in handy because I went for a little meal and I didn't have company, so I took with me T.S. Eliot. Looks like he's dividing up our food bill, doesn't it? That gives me an excuse to talk about something which is I saw pictures of, a book with morning coffee cup and a croissant, and it all looks so idyllic, and this is what you should do in the morning. And then I thought, wait a minute, hang on. The croissant is full of flaky pastry, just full of fat, oozing with fat. If you try and read a book with that, you're on a hiding to nowhere. I mean, you're just going to end up with this gross patch, swamp of oil across the page where your fingers have held the page. So it's one of these little things that will be sold to you on Instagram and different places as being just a wonderful thing to do on a Saturday morning. It doesn't really work. For me, it didn't similarly work because I was eating pizza and I made the fatal mistake of having one slice in my hand and then going, oh, wait a minute, that's not going to work with a page. So I didn't get very far. Thankfully, this is obviously why napkins are provided, but yeah, you had to be very careful which hand you were holding the book with compared to which hand you were eating with. I'm sitting here with the rather agreeable sensation of expecting a book that's coming my way that I reserved and ordered at a bricks and mortar store. And I want to say a huge tick the box salute to Greg of Another Bibliophile Reads, because last week was the Independent Bookshop day and he went out and got a whole variety of books from a variety of bookstores and videoed it and has made a video of it on YouTube for us all to see and enjoy. So brilliant, Greg. That's just perfect thing, because for anybody who runs a business or is an artist, they appreciate people saying like your stuff, but they really get the appreciation when you buy from them. It utterly validates what you're saying. A book I'm reading at the moment is utter complete nonsense. But that's okay, because it is The Complete Nonsense of Edward Lear. And it's 5 of his books gathered together in one. So I got this book in a visit to a second-hand bookshop, which I have yet to show you because I've yet to edit the video, because it was done on a more formal basis rather than a shoot as you go like I'm doing here. And it will come in due course, but the book is good and I will have things to say about it. So that's my little insert for now.